Okay, well, welcome everyone to the Directed IRA webinar for May 2022. We are talking today about the best IRA structures, strategies, and trade fee pricing to buy crypto with an IRA. So if you're like, you can't buy crypto with an IRA, I've never heard of that. We'll teach that too. We're gonna hit the base hits here at the beginning to get everyone on the same page. But then we're gonna go into all the structures and strategies that are out there. We've been doing this since 2017. It's when I first bought crypto with my own IRA. And we're going to go through the current structures you can use and talk about what you may want to use if you're just a buy and hold person. Maybe you're a more active trader type person. Maybe you're you want to do some staking or DeFi.
Cool.
All those scenarios have a different structure that's going to fit better for you. It's kind of like cars and trucks and like minivans, maybe. Like they all get you somewhere, but they do things a little different and work better for different situations. Much like our crypto structures we're going to go through today. So you might be a truck guy, you might be a minivan guy, you might be a sports car girl,
vehicle guy or gal.
Yeah, we don't have an EV option for your crypto IRA, but I mean, I don't know.
I like that analogy. That's pretty good.
Yeah, thanks. You know, they're all vehicles that get you somewhere. All right. Well, we're going to be sharing some slides here. So Aaron and I will kind of come on and off screen. Aaron's going to be grabbing questions out of, do you want to do it in the Q&A or chat? What do you want people to do?
Hit it over in the Q&A, please, because we'll answer some live here, but we also have some of our team members on chat as panelists that you'll be able to see there, and they'll hit some of the questions as well.
Yeah.
So, and if you find some good ones, those of you that are helping moderate as panelists, save them to answer live, and I'll hit those as well. Like, don't just answer all the good ones. Let's like share the knowledge of wealth with everyone.
Yeah. Okay. This is recorded. So if you got to bounce off or you miss a piece, you got to run to the bathroom, whatever, it's going to be recorded. It'll be back up on the site in a few days. You just go to directedira.com/webinar where you can find it. And if you registered for this, which you did, if you're on right now, you did, you'll get a notification when it's up. We'll also add the slides to it as well. So you'll be able to come back to the site and grab the slides as well. So, all right. Anything else you want to open with? I'm just going to roll to the slides.
No, I think that's good. I will say that I do have one thing that I'll add as we're doing our early banter. If you want to get going with one of these structures that we're talking about and take advantage of that, you totally can. We do have some cool announcements to make, but as you can see here up on the website that we have at directedira.com, you just go to schedule new account call. Boom, I'll click on it right there. Look at all these people. You can just click on their calendar and schedule a 15 to 30 minute call with them. This is not like a tax or legal consult, but this is to answer your questions about IRAs and getting an IRA account set up with Directed IRA to then, you know, hopefully invest in crypto or whatever you want, real estate, private company, do some lending. But look at all these awesome people. So like, there you go. You want to do a solo K? Boom, we got that there for you too. You're ready.
We got it all. Just, you know, we're going to use the word crypto IRA generically through today. That could be a Roth IRA, a SEP IRA, a health savings account, a covered education account for your kids, a solo 401k. It could be a lot of things. We're going to refer to it generically here as a crypto IRA. So, okay, let me hit the slides here for a moment and hit you know, the most boring part of the presentation, which is the disclaimer. So this is boring while you're Matt. Got to give a disclaimer. This is not investment of my advice. This isn't a attorney-client privilege legal advice. This is just educational in nature. That's what this webinar is all about. Of course, seek out your own licensed professionals when you're doing stuff. Now, a little bit about us. Directed IRA, we're a trust company here headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona. We're licensed by the banking department. Not all IRA providers are licensed, regulated, and audited. So careful who you use, particularly in the crypto space. But we've been helping clients with crypto retirement accounts for years as a law firm before at KQS Lawyers in my law firm. I also wrote the book on self-directed IRAs. If I could say that, the book. It sold 35,000 copies. It's used to train our staff. Other companies buy the books, our competitors to do it. The National Association for the Industry uses it for training in the industry. Even regulators in the industry use my book. So it's in this space, it's a very helpful tool, and it has a chapter on crypto, how to buy crypto in an IRA. We do our self-directed IRA summit. Aaron helps produce that, and that's we do it twice a year. We did that just recently, and the recording will be out, by the way, if you want to get the full dive in self-directed IRAs. We just did that in Southern California 30 days ago, a few weeks ago.
Like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah. Seems forever ago. We'll be doing another one in the fall, in October here in Phoenix.
SDIRAsummit.com, and we will have the dates and location up available here in the next week or so. But you can save the dates, October 19, 2021, here in Scottsdale.
Cool. So I also write at Entrepreneur, where I'm a VIP contributor, have some articles on crypto and retirement accounts there, taxation issues. And I have an article on Cryptopedia as well, where I'm an expert, and it's actually, what do you think it's on? How to buy crypto in an IRA. So we'll hit that topic here in a moment, actually, in that article specifically. Aaron's the COO at Directed IRA. So, I mean, a lot of things coming within his jurisdiction here, I should say, if that's the right word, but
we can go with that.
But Aaron's really helped drive our crypto product, new accounts, marketing. And so he's gone down the rabbit hole too on all this stuff, and has a ton of knowledge on what's available, what you can do, what's the right fit. And
exciting times.
Yeah, I didn't put a slide in here for you, sorry.
Totally hurt my feelings.
We have one for Aaron.
Let me say this though, like all jokes aside, with, the reason we put up these, about us slides is, really to show like our area of expertise and level of credibility that we bring. Like Matt pinged me the other day, like somebody was seeking him out to like, for some legal opinions or to like take part in a potential case. Like he's always getting, that's in our industry specifically. So there's a lot of people out there that don't necessarily know what the heck they're talking about. And so, you're in the right place is what we're trying to say. And we do all these, educational events and provide these materials like for your benefit, not just because we feel like it, because we know it'll benefit you and you can go back and, study it later and take control of your retirement.
Yeah, baby. That's trademark, by the way. So any of our competitors watching this, I know that trademark, you stop using it. Okay. All right. I want to send letters. Okay. All right. Okay. I want to say an initial point here, just because right now, this is May of 2022. Let me just put a timestamp on this. The crypto markets have been crazy. I mean, just Bitcoin, if you can just take that one as a marker on crypto, has lost half its value of gains it's had in the last year.
29,000 right now.
Okay, but let me say this. The first video I shot explaining how to buy crypto in an IRA, Bitcoin was $2,500. And I was talking about how crazy it was that Bitcoin was $2,500 per Bitcoin. So now that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
All right, it's had even if you take the prices today, it's had more than a 10x return. So, and we've had more than 2 price changes of 50% or more in the last 3 years already. So this is kind of just how it is really in crypto. So if you're new to it and you're like, this feels weird. I'm like, I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. It's just up and down. So the smart people keep buying when it goes down, and who knows? This is not investment advice. I don't know. I'm just saying you can look at the historical charts on the cryptos that you're interested in and just see what it's done. Just take a broader perspective on it. But my first video, you can see it on YouTube. I'm talking about how crazy it is that one Bitcoin is $2,500. So, but we don't care whether you buy it or not. That's not our thing. That's the whole thing at Directed IRA. You choose what to invest in. You want to buy real estate? You want to buy crypto? You want to buy a private company or a startup? I mean, that's fine. Like, we just want you to invest in what you want to invest in. We just want to help you and teach you. And we've figured out structures to make it easier for people to do it. And so if you're not into it, don't buy it. I mean, I don't buy it. So this is up to you. You're the captain of your own ship. All right. That was partial disclaimer there if you didn't.
That's good though. It's good context.
All right. Okay. I want to take a step back because sometimes, us here in the office, we talk about crypto IRAs like everybody knows. Why the heck should I even do this in the first place?
Good point.
So if you believe in crypto and you think crypto is going to go up in value, our position is you're best to do it in a Roth IRA or other retirement account that has tax benefits to it. See, let's take an example here, and this is in the slides here, and this is in my article on Cryptopedia. You can go look it up, just Google that topic. Let's say you bought 10,000 of Bitcoin in 2017, and then you sold that Bitcoin for 470 grand in 2021. You have a gain of $460,000. This is just you personally, okay? You did not do this in an IRA, Roth IRA, nothing. This is just you personally bought this. Now let's assume you're at a 5% state income tax, 20% long-term capital gain. That's the rate you're going to get when you have this much income. You're going to pay tax then on 25% of the gain, which is $115,000 in tax going to the government. Okay, you get to keep 345 of that. Now, it's cool you made some money, but you didn't get to keep it all. All right, you lost 1/4 of it to taxes. And that's not that cool. What's more cool is keeping all of it, right? And what I'm not saying is don't pay your taxes and go to prison. That's illegal. But the government created a way to make investments, grow them in a retirement account, and pay no tax on it. They told us there is a way to do this. You can make investments, they can grow, and they can come out tax-free at retirement for you, where you pay no tax at all on what you make. It's called a Roth IRA. All right, it's one of the accounts you can self-direct. It's the most common crypto IRA we set up over here is a Roth IRA. And so in that instance, in the exact same example, you made $460,000. How much of that do you get to keep in a Roth IRA?
$460,000.
That's pretty awesome.
I don't even have to be good at math to get that one.
That's 100%. So, so that's the premise here. Is it's a more tax efficient vehicle. Now, some people are like, yeah, but Matt, I can't live off that now. I'm only 25. I'm 40. I can't get that money. Okay, I'm not saying use this now. This is building long-term wealth. And I'm not saying this is the only thing to do. If you're into crypto, do that, personally too, to make money if that's what you're into. Just like if you're into real estate, we talk to clients about buying in a Roth IRA. If you're into private companies and startups, or if you're into publicly traded stock or mutual funds or ETFs, whatever it is you're into, there's a long-term bucket of that for retirement that you could use the Roth IRA in a super tax efficient way. And you can also invest in that for the short term. Okay, so, but the Roth IRA is an awesome strategy. And it's one, when I had clients coming in 2016 and 17 that wanted to buy crypto, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but Roth IRAs can own investments. We've helped clients buy lots of weird stuff over the years. So that we're like, I don't know what that is. So we figured it out. We're going to walk through a number of the structures. We've had, thousands of clients do this.
So I think a couple of key takeaways and extra points to make would be, well, some of you probably know that you're limited on, well, if you're a high income earner, you can't typically directly, make a contribution to a Roth. And you're also limited on how much you can get in each year to $6,000 if you're over 50, $7,000. So what we have a lot of people do, and we talk about this in other podcasts and articles and other videos. We talk about, doing a Roth conversion or doing a backdoor Roth or the mega backdoor Roth or the mega backdoor Roth 401k. Like we go through all these different strategies. So what I'm saying is, don't get caught up if you're like, oh, I can only get like $6,000, right? Only have a traditional, IRA and can't, get that into, more Roth dollars. Don't worry about that. The other point I'll make is what's cool is another challenge is when you have a lower investment amount, you're like, well, what investment can I do? What can I make? It's like called a low dollar or small balance, IRA accounts. Like, well, what the heck? I can't like buy a piece of real estate for $6,000 or $10,000. But you can invest in some cryptos with that. And so we have a ton of those types of accounts where people set up a kid's crypto Roth, which is like another great strategy, or a kid or a crypto ESA, covered education savings account. So we got a bunch of cool stuff that you can do with those lower balance accounts that makes sense because again, you're in control of your own ship, got to find the investment. So this is just one idea.
And the kids Roth is a cool one, but remember, they just got to have earned income. They work in your small biz or they got a summer job or whatever. But you can help them contribute and get money in and buy some crypto, which is fun. Your kids are probably more into that than they are the mutual funds. So, and they may be right. So, Okay, well, let's walk through the three options. Okay, we're going to go through three different structures that fit three different types of crypto investors. And I'm going to give a quick summary, and I'll let Aaron hit the first one, the Crypto IRA. And we'll kind of go back and forth. So let me show the screen here. All right, so we've got the three options here. Option one is a Crypto IRA, which we'll talk about, which is a specific account type here. This could be, again, Roth, traditional, SEP, Solo, K, whatever, but generically we're calling it Crypto IRA. We'll get to how that works. It's kind of the easy way to do it, frankly, and we've got some reduced fees on that structure and everything. It's awesome. It's actually probably, I don't know if it's the most common. It's very popular. It might be the most popular, but it's not like it's a popularity contest, but it's popular. The next is an IRA LLC, what I would say for active trading.
I like that.
Like people who really trade a lot, and they, because of that, they want a lower fee than the
They're
crypto
fee
IRA.
sensitive.
Yeah, they're fee sensitive, or maybe they want more trading options than what Gemini has on our Crypto IRA.
Want the private keys.
Yeah, you want the private keys. Now, we'll get to that in a moment here because that might be the third step. So then the third one is I want the private keys. I want to be off an exchange. I want DeFi. I don't like your IRA LLC for trading here. That puts me on an exchange, a centralized exchange, or maybe I want to do some more advanced staking stuff, whatever it may be. We're going to go over the IRA LLC for DeFi and staking here in a moment, but we have these three different options, and there's three different fee structures, and there's pros and cons on all of them. That's why I said these are like cars, minivans, and trucks. Like they all go somewhere, but everybody kind of fits in them differently and likes different things and has different purposes. So you got to find which one works for you. All right, you want to do the Crypto IRA?
Yeah, and do you have Solo K as like interchangeable on the IRA LLCs later?
No, but we can note that. That's an important.
So we'll take a note of that. So where you see IRA LLC for active trading or for DeFi and staking, just substitute that with the Solo 401k structure.
Yeah. So any of you that have a Solo 401k
or need to get one,
you can do a Crypto IRA. You can do the IRA LLC for active trading or the IRA LLC for DeFi and staking without the IRA LLC. Actually, you just have to have the Solo K. So we'll get to why here in a moment, but that's a good point. I should update that.
So we'll do that on the updated slides for you. Okay, so the Crypto IRA, and I actually threw that up on the website here, so you can just see. Yeah, we'll throw it up there. Matt's got his slides there rolling too. But if you just go to directedira.com/cryptocurrency, or you go to account types and hit crypto, you can see all that. And what we have is really the easy button. You're like, hey, I want to get going fast. I've looked at the different business accounts or these institutional type accounts with these exchanges. They won't talk to me, or they won't even like look at my application. I've tried to get approved with them. So, we tried to find a solution out there where you wouldn't have to, where you wouldn't need an IRA LLC, or you wouldn't need a Solo K to go set up a business or institutional account. It does have some limitations that we'll cover throughout this. That's probably the wrong word. I just say that's just not what it does. If you want to do some of the, active trading or staking or yield farming or go DeFi, hold your private keys, then this isn't the structure for you. And
it's not a truck.
That's okay.
You wanted a truck bed.
Exactly.
It's not in the car.
Yeah.
You need the truck. Wait, we'll talk about the truck here in a moment.
So it's cool. So what we've done here is we have a relationship with Gemini's exchange. They have, I think, like 80 plus cryptos now that you can, buy, sell, and hold. They have another like 20 or so that you can just store, as custody with them. But they list it on their site. If it says buy, next to the crypto, you can buy. So that's,
and they have a lot of popular stuff.
Yeah, they
BTC, ETH. I mean, that's Bitcoin, Ethereum. They have Solana right now. They have a lot of stuff there, and 95% of people buying crypto with an IRA, or at least 90 are buying BTC and ETH. So
absolutely, and we've made it easy. Like we have this is pretty exciting for us. We're announcing an updated fee schedule here. So, we just have a low annual flat fee of $295, that Directed IRA assesses to, have your IRA account. And, we do the tax reporting and all that fun stuff, so you don't have to. And we have now a reduced trading fee of 0.5 point, which is 50 basis points, 50, which is awesome. It used to be a point, now it's 0.5 point, 50 basis points, and that is all inclusive. So there's a small little fee that Gemini assesses through their active trader advanced fee schedule. And then, Directed IRA assesses the difference of that with your card on file with us, and it's easy peasy. It's like,
Yeah.
it's all inclusive, 50 basis points, 0.5 point. That's it. 295, 50
Yeah.
basis points.
Yeah. So if for those of you who may have looked at us before, or maybe you that have an account with us now, you're going to get these changes on your account for trades starting here, maybe within 24 to 48 hours.
That's exactly right.
So
New clients and existing clients.
Yep.
Like, you're ready to go. And we got all these account types right here on the page. You can see we got Roth, traditional, HSA, SEPs, covered Ls, custodial accounts, the Crypto Solo 401k. I mean, we got the kids Roth, inherited accounts. We got it all. We're like, we're probably the only one that has this many accounts that you get crypto with. So I don't know anybody else doing that.
yeah, I mean, not well, at least.
So it's easy. You get an account with us. We send you registration, login details for you to get onboarded with Gemini, and you have a trading account with Gemini. You log into Gemini and you buy and sell 24/7, 365 days out of the year if you want to. And that's it. IRA accounts with us. You have a trading account at Gemini, and you're ready to roll.
Yeah. So
It's not super complicated.
awesome. So here's the fee schedule here, just so you can see. So the 50 basis points, this is what was changed from 1%. But even then at 1%, you still had Gemini's fees on top of it. We have an all-inclusive 0.5% period, like between what you're going to pay Gemini and what you're going to pay us each time you trade. Now, I want to back up and make a couple points on the Crypto IRA. One of the nice things about this option, I'm trying to think the right way to say this, and I'm trying to do controls too, okay? One of the nice things, if you know me well, I'm not a great multitasker, so.
No one is. That's what you're saying.
I'm not.
We'll save that for later.
So anyways, one of the nice things about this option here is we're going to set up that account at Gemini for you. So we have an institutional relationship with them. When we go set up this account at Gemini, it's owned by Directed Trust Company account 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, is that just your account? You get added as a trader on this, and it's an exchange wallet on the Gemini exchange. You get added as a trader and you get login access to this. So you have to go create a password and do some onboarding at Gemini, but we can help. And there's and we have this down with them. So we've done it quite a bit. You can look at our reviews on Google and see what people have said about us. But we have this process down. But at the end of the day, you don't own that account. Your social's not on that account. Okay, it's your IRA with us. A lot of people early on, and a lot of people doing this wrong, buying crypto with an IRA, and some of these dumb companies, people's starting to get tax reporting. I'm worried about a lot of the people that have done it that did this wrong. Next year, the IRS is going to start making all these exchanges send the trade dates and the 1099s for trading income, and
You had your social in there.
your social in there. Okay, this is nice and clean because your IRA owns it. It's under us. Okay, it's your account that you have trading access. Now you can't pull the crypto off. You can't take a withdrawal. You can't throw crypto in. All right, it's locked down because your IRA owns it. We're going to fund the cash over. So what'll happen, and let me just take a step back again too. Let's say you want to do this. You're going to open up an account with us of one of the account types Aaron was showing. Traditional IRA, Roth IRA, Solo, okay, whatever it is. Let's say you did the Roth IRA. Let's say you've got a Roth IRA at TD Ameritrade. You're going to roll that Roth IRA from TD Ameritrade over to your Roth IRA at Directed IRA. That Roth IRA at Directed IRA, that's going to be a Crypto IRA, is going to get funded from that transfer from TD Ameritrade. Or maybe you're just putting in $6,000 for the year.
Sure.
Okay. Now you've got money in the IRA account. We're going to then send that to your Gemini account, and it's going to get funded with the fiat. Now you can use that fiat as you get trader access to then start trading. Okay. So it's relatively easy because we are onboarding, processing everything, getting it set up with Gemini. We're doing a lot of that work for you. It's all coordinated with your IRA. It's clear, it's clean. We have it all, dialed in. When we get to these IRA LLC options, there's a lot more on you got to do. I'm just saying that if you're not a good person at paperwork and getting stuff done like that, you might want to stay here. Okay. You may be the car. You're not ready for, 4-wheel drive. You're not ready to throw stuff in the back of the bed. You're not ready to have people in the back seat. And,
That's okay.
A minivan full of screaming kids. All right. You need.
I have one.
You need it simple. Okay. This is the simple one. All right. I'm going to be milking this car metaphor all webinar. Okay.
So buckle in.
Buckle up.
It's going to be a bumpy ride. Let me hit on this while Matt cues up some more slides, because I think this is important, because there's a lot of information in the marketplace. Like, there's, historically speaking, a self-directed IRA, people do like real estate or note investing or invest in a private company or a cool startup, or precious metals. They do, that's what it was for. You have a lot of other companies now that have come into the marketplace that are considered a self-directed IRA custodian, but they just do crypto. They do no other alternatives. So I've seen a lot of questions come in there like, what do I look for, to do my due diligence, or these other companies that are out there, and like, how do you compare to them and stuff? And what I'll say is, I'll make a few key comments. One is, like, we know our stuff. Like, we are retirement account experts. Matt wrote the book. He's been in the industry representing, people at the law firm and setting up IRA LLCs and solo Ks and referring business to other custodians for 15 plus years. And so is Mark J. Cole. So, like, we understand that. Do we do the math right? Pretty close.
Yeah, it was 15, 2006.
So there we go. We hit it. We're hitting 16 years now.
Yeah.
So 15 plus. So, but it's important, like, who are running those companies? What are their background, as operators, and like the track records that they have. So I think that's one thing. The other thing is, like, what other types of accounts are they offering from what other types of retirement accounts are they offering, and what kinds of other investments do they allow, and so they all have pretty similar fee structures, with the exception of ours now, which is extremely low. Yeah. Pretty much everybody else is 1%, upwards of 5% plus now. Yeah. So, like, we do have the annual fee. So there are a few competitors out there that have like no fees, no setup stuff. I'm like, okay, but then they have like a 1% trade fee, and
can't talk to them.
Yeah.
You submit a ticket.
You can call us.
Now, for some of you, you're like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm going to trade $5,000 and that's it. I'm going to do one trade. Okay. 1% will be cheaper. Okay. You're going to pay $50 for that trade to buy it, $50 to sell it. You're paying $100. Over here, you would have had to pay $295 for your annual account. And then but now you would have paid $25 for those to buy and sell that trade. But at that smaller dollar, it's not going to make a big difference to you. Now, if you're like, oh, I've got a 10,000, 100,000, like your account's more.
Yeah. About 25K is a breakage point.
Yeah. Between when you look at our annual fee and 0.5% versus some that are no fee and 1%, some of them still have a fee under 1%, like $100, or there's a lot of different competition out there. But we want to be straightforward about the fees. So, and that's another thing is, you may not be getting the best execution on your trades too. So be careful on that.
And they can hide other fees too. Like, they may say 1%, but then they charge other gas fees, and like there's other stuff in there. So we're not doing anything like that. So that's the crypto IRA solution that we have.
Yeah, right? we like where we're at on the fees, and think the annual fees good. We got to do some of that record keeping and all of the reporting and such. And then we just have the 0.5% trade fee, which is below half. It's half of what others are charging. Yeah. Now, if you're like, ooh, I'm going to probably do 5 trades a year. I'm not going to be like a heavy trader where I need the IRA LLC, but I'm going to put 10, 20 grand a year, and I'm going to do at least 5 trades a year. Okay, you're going to save with us at that point, because there's a buy and a sell, right? You're getting charged both times. So, so that 1% starts adding up when you do it a couple times, because you think 5 trades, actually that's 10 times you're getting charged a trade fee if you're doing a buy and a sell, So, so just be, take that into account too, is that 1% can add up over time.
And we'll hit on, when we come to, Matt's going to queue up the IRA LLC, and then I'll talk about some tier pricing here to kind of give even further context to the fee situation.
Yeah. Okay, and I see a lot of questions in here I want to hit, by the way. So sorry, we're going to come back to some of these. Some of them we're going to answer as we hit this stuff, but we'll come back to some of these questions. There's some great questions in there. Okay, let me go to the slides now on the IRA LLC. All right, so there's a strategy out there called an IRA LLC that's been around for years. We've helped tens of thousands of clients do it. We really use it at first for real estate clients who didn't want their IRA to own real estate directly. They wanted an LLC where they could be the manager, have the bank account they could control, write checks, pay bills, receive income. Just do the deal out of the LLC. Excuse me, and that's called the IRA LLC. Some people call it a checkbook IRA. We call it an IRA LLC because that's what it is. An IRA owns the LLC 100%. Now you can have multiple IRAs own an LLC as well. There's different strategies for this, but I'm just going to show the standard one. One IRA owns an LLC 100%. Now this LLC is easy because it's a disregarded entity for tax purposes. So there's no federal tax return required, right? The IRS doesn't want you to send them anything. It's disregarded, 100% owned. It's your IRA. They don't want anything from your IRA either, except we're going to send them on your what's called your 5498, which basically tracks your value and contributions and distributions. Now, this LLC, your IRA is going to own it 100%. It's going to invest the amount of cash that you designate. So you're like, oh, I got 50 grand I want to do this with. There's going to be 50,000 invested from your IRA into the LLC. That LLC is going to have a bank checking account. It's just a regular business checking account. Now, there's some banks out there that are familiar with IRA-owned LLCs you could work with, but it's really just an LLC business checking account, all right? Now, that's a really important step. And when we started doing this at first, this was the structure I used because we didn't have a crypto IRA product. Now I actually do both because I have my old structure and I have the crypto IRA with Gemini too. But here, this is kind of the old school strategy, but it's also one that works for a lot of people and has a lot of benefits depending on what you're doing in crypto. So I've got the bank account with the LLC. Well, why do I need the bank account? Why does that help me? Well, you're going to need to exchange fiat cash and you're going to need to link a bank account to an exchange with and a wallet. Now, that's been a big roadblock. When I first set this up, I used Coinbase back in the day. This was in 2017, totally different process than opening up an institutional account that it is now. Now, when you go to open an institutional account, they think you're a hedge fund with $100 million. And if you put in their little questionnaires at any place, okay, this is Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, I don't care where you're at that does institutional accounts, they're going to ask you how much you're planning to invest. And if you put anything south of 10 million, they just ain't looking at it.
Or even $1 million.
Yeah, they're just like, we're going to get to all these other big ones first. So that's been a big pain point in the industry. And for a lot of our clients over the years is, well, I can't get an institutional account or I've waited months to get it set up. And it finally took, 4 months. I finally got it set up. So what we've done is we've got a relationship with Kraken. We have a process. This is only for our customers that we use this process for, and we will use this relationship where basically, once you have your IRA LLC set up, you have your IRA Directed IRA, KQS Lawyers is our law firm, sister company of sorts that opens up the LLC. Now that you're going to go to Kraken, we are going to put you in touch with someone at Kraken that is going to take your application for an institutional account at Kraken and push it to the front of the line to get approved within a couple days. Not a couple months, not a couple years or whatever.
Even if it's only 50K.
Right.
Even if it's only 50K. They
Even
don't
if
care.
it's 5K, So they will pull you because of our relationship and because of our volume up to the front of the line. Okay, now that
Huge.
Yeah, that's huge because a lot of our clients that have wanted the structure have gotten stuck. They want to use the exchange that they're more familiar with. They want to go somewhere else that has a specific crypto they love that, for whatever reason. Well, it ain't going to work. Okay, you can try it. You can still do that. You're totally fine doing that. But if you want kind of the expedited institutional account option where we can pull you to the front of the line and we have a contact in our special relationships over there at Kraken, we can facilitate that. So that's what we're doing now. on the IRA LLC. And I'm going to get to another variety of this in a moment here. But this category that I have right now, I want to say this is kind of like I'm more active in trading.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want your 0.5% adding up because I'm trading every day,
Mm-hmm.
or at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I might get a lower fee at Kraken, or frankly, again, you can use someone else. And I'm very fee sensitive. I know those can add up, and I want to just keep that to a minimum. There's no fee we're charging.
Correct.
You just have a self-directed IRA with us that owns an LLC. You don't have an IRA, crypto IRA.
So you're just paying us the $295. That's it.
And then you're paying what, let's say you use Kraken, you're just paying Kraken's fees based on your volume.
Okay, let's hit on the volume. You want me to hit on that real quick?
Okay, so here's what's key on the volume. So all the exchanges, including Kraken, they have a tiered pricing structure. So you can just Google it. You like Kraken tier pricing, Gemini tier pricing, Coinbase tier pricing, and it'll show you what it is based on a rolling 30-day average of your trading volume, not your deposit into the account, but your actual trade activity on a rolling 30. Again, a rolling 30. So it starts with tier 1, and that's typically all across the board. The highest one, it's like 10,000 or less. Okay, and you pay like 50 basis points. When in the next threshold typically is 50K, then like 100K, 500K, $1 million, then it jumps to like 10 million plus. So it ranges anywhere from like pretty much 3 basis points all the way up to 50 or 60 basis points.
Yeah.
And it's just based on your volume. So there's, you could be paying 30, 40 basis points still. So in our mind, we're like, okay, let's create something competitive and valuable that we feel is fair and reasonable for the work that we have to do and the relationship we have to manage with Gemini. And we're like, let's just do 50 basis points all in. So if you don't like that, you're a more active trader, you want to do this structure, cool. But you're still going to pay, 20, 30, 40, 50 basis points still every time you do it. So that's just how it is. Whatever gas fees that those exchanges have or whatever, you're going to pay those as well. Again, that has nothing to do with us. We don't have any other special type of relationship where you get preferred pricing with Kraken. It's just we're helping you get onto the exchange, get approved with that small business account, whether it's a IRA LLC or solo 401k. Also applies. Same thing. You can do both with Kraken. It's totally cool. You don't have to set up a separate IRA LLC. You got a solo K, you can do that as well.
Yeah.
That question just came in.
Yeah, it'd have to be one we've set up and worked with to get
Correct.
this process right. Oh, I used xyz.com solo K.
No,
Yeah.
you have to restate.
But yeah, come over here and we'll help you. But you can't go somewhere else and pay someone else and then use all of our services. So
Doesn't work that way.
I love you guys that try it, but I mean,
We appreciate the hustle and where you're going with it. And we are very generous, but come on.
Yeah, we're trying to run a business here.
Yeah. That was good.
Okay, I thought it was a good outline. Thanks for jumping in on that. The fees are important, and I think we just want to talk about it because if you're really out there doing this, I know a lot of companies they just don't want to talk about it. It's on our website. I mean, look at the fees. I mean, if we're not the one for you, then cool. And it's a fee issue. I get it. We're trying to be in the right spot, have a reasonable fee given the services we offer. So, so just get informed on the fees, but make sure you're getting the full picture on it. And also, I just say, keep in your mind how much you plan on trading.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people underestimate that. They're like, I'm just going to trade once. Really? Okay. Maybe you will. I don't know. But you're going to trade at least once more when you sell at some point. So just keep in mind those trade fees.
There you go.
Ours is lower. That's the point I'm trying to make. So
You just hit the articles and it'll tell you what the 30-day trading volume works, and it'll give you the tiers. So you're good.
Yeah.
Super easy. Okay. See how they do it? Boom. There you go. Gives it all. Kraken Pro. Like they list it all. See, there's their volumes right here. 0 to 50K, 50,000 to 100,000. So, you already know how much money you have. So you're at least paying probably 15 to 30 basis points out the gate, regardless. So that's where we're at.
yeah. And again, you could use whoever you want here. We just have the special thing with Kraken. You want to use Coinbase, somewhere else. Cool.
Cool.
You'll just go through their institutional account process. We can't help you get to the front of the line though. You're just gonna, we don't have a line jumper there. We got one at Kraken though, so. Okay. All right, I want to throw a little variety on this, a little spin on it, because this is one, because the Kraken option here, or the regular IRA LLC for trading, you're not going off exchange yet. Okay, this is, you're on an exchange. There's nice and tidy records for the LLC. It's on a custodial exchange. You can pull that data when you need to. Let's say you got audited, or your custodian's like, whoa, your account went from 10,000 to 3 million in 90 days. I need records for that. I can't just pop your valuation up in an LLC. So you're going to have good records because you can show that easily when you're on an exchange, because they're tracking all that and they got all the data. All right. Now let's say you want to go off exchange. All right. Let's say you're like, yeah, Matt, I'm a DeFi guy. I don't care if it's Gemini, Kraken, Coinbase.
Cool.
I don't want to be on any centralized exchange. I want to get off that. I'm a DeFi guy. And that's cool. You can do that. You just also have to have a little more responsibility. Okay. And I don't know if this is the minivan or the truck, but whatever one this one is, okay, it needs a special license.
It's the Volkswagen ID minivan bus.
This is like you should get this is like what is it? The commercial driver's license, the CDL. Like you need like a higher level license to operate this, because this gets complex and now all the record keeping's on you. In the crypto IRA at first, we say it's easy because it's all there. Your IRA owns it, it's clean. The IRA LLC, you get in the mix a little more. You got an LLC bank account you can do whatever you want with. You've got this, you're on an exchange, but it's not, we don't have access to that as your crypto IRA, IRA provider. So you kind of are a little more in control, which has a little more responsibility, but you're on an exchange. So it's pretty clear where everything is. If, you get, like I said, you get audited or you had to prove a huge valuation change. This third variety though is you're going to go off Kraken or whatever institutional exchange you're using, and you're going DeFi. Now the record keeping starts getting messy. And I've been through this with clients over the years. I love this option. Don't get me wrong. I just want to give some warnings because there's a lot of people that want this, but they're not very good at operating it. And I just worry about these clients later on if they have a huge value increase or they get audited, that their records are going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my little caution. That was the proceed with caution sign.
That was good.
Okay.
We should have that up as a slide.
Proceed with caution. Okay. Slippery when wet. I don't know. Whatever it is. Okay. Also a great Bon Jovi album. Bon Jovi album. Isn't that an album?
John Bon Jovi.
Slippery when wet. All right. Okay. So now this option is basically the last option with an extra step in it. So we were here at Kraken. Again, use whatever institutional account you want, but let's go with that for now. And in order to get to DeFi, you had to go through these steps. You had to get the self-directed IRA to get the retirement account coverage and, account, treatment here. We have the IRA LLC, which we needed for the bank checking account, which then links to the Kraken exchange where I'm sending the fiat, the dollars from the LLC bank account to my Kraken exchange account, where I now have crypto. Now I've got ETH and I want to go to a MetaMask wallet, okay? Or I want to go to a Trezor or a Nano Ledger, okay? Whatever crypto you have and you want to go, off exchange, so to speak, now you can do that. And those are options people have done. I want to go over a few important points when you do that. One, remember, proceed with caution. Two, those that are devices, of course, MetaMask and some of the other wallets they're just
They're online.
Yeah, they're online, so to speak, but they're not centralized by an exchange.
But like a device.
Yeah, or it could be on an app or whatever. But those are fine again. But if you want more of a hardware type thing like the Nano or Trezor, okay, the IRA LLC should pay for it. What if I already have one that has my other crypto on it, my personal crypto? No, not going to work.
It's a hard no.
Yeah, it's hard no. Okay, you got to keep it separate. So now this is a nice option because some people want to do more complex staking and things like that, which you could do here in this option too. Maybe you're trying to buy XRP or other types of stuff that you've got to go DeFi to get now, or you're looking for the next up and coming crypto. It's not on a centralized exchange. This could be down your lane too. Again, this is like you want to drive up the mountain. You need the 4-wheel drive. You need the truck, whatever. Now I will say, let me go back to the last slide. Oh, have we been on camera not sharing slides? Sorry. Sometimes I think we're sharing slides. So as you see here, we have the different, options here. There's plenty of things out there you can do for DeFi, but you can stake in this scenario, but actually Kraken, even if you're just back here, you can stake a lot. There's a number of crypto you can stake directly at Kraken if you're into staking. You can't do staking in your Gemini crypto, in your crypto IRA that we have with Gemini. Okay. Correct. You can do their earn product, but most people are just doing it to buy and hold, buy and sell crypto in a more easy, streamlined fashion. But
that's a good point. Gemini does have Gemini earn, and you can do that. And we have just a small processing fee per crypto to help make that happen, because we have to do it to move it to our product. But the good news is you can do it. And the other good news, like just fielding a question, let me interject on this real quick, is we will allow other cryptos that are held in a retirement account. We can do an in-kind transfer over to your Gemini account with us. So we totally allow that. And we have a small processing fee again to do that, because it's a manual process and we got to verify the wallet addresses and work with your current custodian. But we do that every day. So we're totally cool doing that. We just have a processing fee per crypto to move that asset in kind over here. And now you have an account with Directed IRA and your trading account at Gemini.
And why, totally cool. Yeah. Why are we doing that every day? Because people realize they went to the wrong company. They're like, I should have came over to you guys, and they move over. So, okay. So let's go back here on DeFi staking. I'm trying to think if I have anything else on that. Oh, of course, you have more control of your keys in this example. So if you want that control, like on, the other options, I mean, with the Kraken institutional account, you're in more control too of your private keys there. We don't have them, or access, I should say. We never have them anyways, but we don't have access to getting them. But here you could truly, in this final option here, hold the keys to your crypto.
That's a good point.
Okay.
And that's important to a lot of people. And if that's important to you, awesome. Do that. Totally cool.
Okay. Should we hit some questions?
Let's do that.
Q&A.
Yeah, let's hit some that emailed in that you queued up there.
Okay.
And then I will look through. So if you got questions, throw them over there in the Q&A. I'm going to filter through those for a minute while Matt hits ones that for people that
all right. So this was
emailed in.
This was a question from Lee. Lee. Sorry, I forgot your name wrong. Lee, but has an account with a competitor basically, but they have limited trade orders are very limited. They can only do it for the day time, and they close at a certain time, so it's not open 365. 365 days a year. And they have. You can't do more complex orders. You can't do stop limit orders. They basically have very limited order types that you can use. And they don't have any of what they're calling here smaller cap cryptos. They want to look at using other options, and basically are asking what are the ability to hold coins and storage options as well. So what I would say, if you're looking at the Crypto IRA with Gemini, you're going to have full trading Gemini access. You're going to be in there, want to use their active trader structure, which is what we recommend. And we'll have the guidelines on how to make sure that's set up on your account. You can do all types of orders. Okay. You have a lot of flexibility in orders. That's their complex trading account. And it's open all day. I mean, it's open 24 hours a day. So you're gonna have a lot more options in trading using that using that exchange. So using the Gemini exchange. Now, you're not going to hold your keys there, but there is a cold storage option. Now, Gemini's basically, they're like 99% of their crypto is technically in cold storage, but you never have certainty that your specific crypto is segregated and in cold storage.
That's a keyword,
Yeah.
segregated.
Yeah. If you want that, that can happen, and there's a fee for it. We process that, and it manually gets processed, and your crypto goes offline through Gemini's security protocols. So you could do that, but there's a fee for that to go into cold storage there.
And it's on our fee schedule. So we outline that. It's what Gemini charges. We just do it. It's not even a pass through. It's like Gemini is assessing it. It outlines it on our fee schedule. And then we have a one-time administrative fee to help process that initially to make that happen with Gemini. So it's outlined there. And if that's what you want to do and have segregated cold storage, cool.
All right. Shelly asked, using an LLC with a private wallet. I guess this is the option 3 here. This would be the IRA LLC for DeFi and staking. Can the cryptocurrency be moved from the wallet to invest with a decentralized hedge fund? It could. I mean, is the hedge fund accepting crypto for investment as opposed to US dollars? Most hedge funds, and we have a lot of clients invested in them that are doing tons of different strategies, are just doing it right out of their self-directed IRA with fiat, even if the strategy that the hedge fund is doing is crypto. So, but if you're wanting to go invest crypto into that, I'm not as familiar with that, but definitely in the hedge fund world, we're funding those every day over here from clients' accounts, private equity funds, hedge funds, VC funds, whatever type of funds out there. We have thousands of accounts invested in them. So, but we process those here every day. So you got a lot of options, but conceivably, yes, you could do that, Shelly, out of the IRA LLC with the private wallet. Frankly, if that's all you were looking to do, I wouldn't do it. I just have that in a self-directed IRA, and go right from the self-directed IRA into that hedge fund to own that LLC or limited partnership or whatever the hedge fund is. Shelly also asks, what's involved in changing from a Gemini account to an LLC structure to invest in crypto? What are the fees and tax implications, if any? Okay, that is a little complicated, but it's possible. So if you already have a crypto IRA with the Gemini wallet, it's possible there's fees for this because we have to basically get your crypto out of your specific account and move it around. And just because of the way we lock down all of our accounts, let me just say, we've made our process, and with Gemini, super complicated because we don't want anyone's crypto going anywhere. So it takes a much manual process, and a lot of people here and at Gemini have to personally get involved rather than just like some APIs dropping money somewhere. Okay, so we can do that. So if you're in the crypto IRA and you want the IRA LLC, what you need to do is set up a self-directed IRA, get the LLC going, get the institutional wallet, whether it's at Kraken or somewhere else, and then we can work on moving the crypto over into it. It's just a transfer from the Gemini wallet, and we can help facilitate that. And there's no tax implications. That'd be a tax-free thing. What are the fees? I don't know. It depends on how many cryptocurrencies you have, because there's a transfer and process dependent for each different crypto. So you got BTC and ETH. That's a fee on each one because we got to move each one separately.
This is a good one. I got a good one.
All right.
You got another one you want to hit?
Nope, that was good. Let's hit the people who are here live. Let's get those ones.
Let's hit some NFT stuff. That's interesting.
So NFTs, are they considered as collectibles or art? And would they be prohibited?
Okay, great question. The short answer is it depends. The long answer is come to the Crypto Tax Summit, cryptotaxsummit.com.
Live or virtual?
Live or virtual. Will be in Miami next week.
Thursday, Friday.
What is that? May 20th, 21st, or
I believe so.
So, but we'll be there. It's 2 days full of crypto tax. We'll of course have some IRA parts there. Anthony Pompliano, Pompous speaking, Laura Shin, the Unchained podcast, and Kryptonian's author. We have the mayor of Miami. As you know, Miami's gone huge Bitcoin and crypto initiatives going there. We have a lot of great speakers there. So there's going to be a lot of content there, cryptotaxsummit.com. Joanna's in the chat if you have questions about that.
Thursday, Friday, 19 and 20.
19 and 20. So that's in Miami. We're going to have a party. We got a band. There's going to be a cool event. So, so get there. But let me give you the answer though, just so you know where to go from here. An NFT can be deemed a collectible, and retirement accounts can't own collectibles. There's a rule in section 408 of the tax code that says retirement accounts cannot own collectibles. Well, some NFTs are collectible in nature. If it's just like digital art, let's say like Beeple's, piece, what was that? The 10,000 whatever days or whatever. Like that's just digital art. Okay. It's just art in an NFT format, in a digital format. So that would be a collectible. But what if it's like a utility NFT that has some value to it and some use and some subscription or what, like, access or whatever it may be? Well, that's not collectible. It has utility value. So a retirement account could own that. But then if your retirement account owns it, you can't be using it for the utility value personally. You could sell it for profit and own it, but you can't personally use that utility value out of that NFT in an IRA. So it's not the best thing in IRAs. I think some clients do crypto mining. Again, we'll cover that at the Crypto Tax Summit. We've had prior stuff on that, by the way, crypto mining and how to do that.
Lots of videos on that.
Yeah, it takes the IRA LLC. We don't have time for that today, but I don't know.
That's good. I think it was good.
Okay. I did see, while you're looking for the next, I did see a question about API access with the Crypto IRA with Gemini. You will not get API access. So too many security concerns for that with us. And we are custodying that account. So those API keys with their base, we don't want them enabled on anyone's account. So you want to do that, go to the IRA LLC structure and you can enable the API keys if you want.
What about digital real estate in the metaverse?
Absolutely. I mean, you'd need to use, again, that'd be the IRA LLC structure. So if you wanted to buy real estate in whatever metaverse you love, knock yourself out. Because there's multiple metaverses, right? There's not the metaverse. There's multiple metaverses. Yeah. Just like on Groundhog Day, right? When Bill Murray is explaining to Andy McDowell, he's trying to tell her that he lives the same day every day of his life, and she's not believing him. So he starts pointing out all the things that are happening. This lady's going to trip. This guy's going to cough. There's spilled coffee over here. And she's like, oh my gosh, how do you know all this stuff that's happening? Are you God? He's like, well, I'm not the God, but I'm a God. And that's like the metaverses. There's not the metaverse, there's a metaverse. Okay. I love that movie, so I'm going to use that one all the time when that comes up.
That was good.
But yes, you can do it. You'll want to use the IRA LLC.
A couple questions on, centralized exchanges that we suggest, based on our relationships with them. We have the relationships that exist with Gemini and Kraken for a reason. We talked to multiple. We had 2 other conversations with 2 different ones this week, in fact. So we're always like doing our own research and due diligence and exploring other opportunities that are out there and looking for here's what we're trying to accomplish. What ultimately is best for our clients that self-direct, want to take control of their retirement and get exposure into an investment such as crypto, we're going to go find that solution. We're not going to, necessarily be like the fintech company in our platform and we're just focused on crypto. We're here to serve, all types of alternative investments that you can self-direct, including crypto. So we're going to just continue doing our due diligence. There's lots of good ones out there. If you want to roll with a Gemini institutional account, a Coinbase institutional account, FTX, knock yourself out. So, but, we have these certain relationships that we find that's easier based on some of the pain points and challenges for getting approved in a timely manner and getting, your IRAs invested. That's what we're trying to accomplish. That's it. So we don't necessarily have any preferential treatment or, otherwise, other than, they like working with us and they like working with our clients because we're setting expectations properly to help onboard. And that's where we're at.
I'd say.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So here's a good question from Sherman. I just created a crypto IRA. Oh, where'd it go? Somebody answered it. Let me go grab it because I wanted to do that. Okay, just got a crypto IRA and bought some coin. I just love all the lingo that people throw out, and they're like coins, cryptos, tokens, like all the good stuff. But I found another opportunity and would like to transfer some money, some fiat, but it's restricted. Is there a time limit before you can move funds? If so, what it is? What is it? Okay, so here, what you would need to do is you would need to have another self-directed IRA account with us, okay? Which is totally fine. You can have a self-directed IRA, that could be another Roth, and you can have a crypto Roth. If you have the crypto Roth, that's again with our relationship with Gemini. If you wanted to go invest in a private company, do real estate, found a new opportunity, then cool, go get that other self-directed IRA account open, get it funded with a new contribution or a transfer or an old employer plan rollover. Like go get that account funded. Alternatively, you could sell some of your crypto in the crypto IRA, go to fiat and move that fiat back to your IRA account over here, and then have it go over to your other new self-directed IRA that you created with us as well, but still have crypto in your crypto IRA, but you've moved some over there. You could do that. So that's how that process would work. Again, that's a common thing. We get it every day, working through that. And so again, we're here to serve you. Okay, that was good. Okay, let's see what other open ones you got. What is the reason people want to pay for separate crypto cold storage or segregated storage? I mean, again, it's kind of personal preference, I would say. Like, it's just, if that's super importance to you, then I say roll with it. Again, we outline, you can go on to this, every exchange has a security page, and they talk about the different insurance they have and, what coverage that entails, and, the security protocols that they have. And so if you want to go to segregated offline cold storage, you can do that. Most of the exchanges provide that. Or if you're like, I just want to have my own private keys and move to a hardware wallet, you can do that as well. So it's just really preference, I'd say. If you're using our crypto IRA, again, we have some processing fee. There's certain minimums that we have for that in order for us to want to do that. It's not really us making that decision. It's what, Gemini is considering. So we have to take all that into consideration. Yeah. What else do you see?
Nothing. I see a lot of off-topic questions, I have to say.
I love it.
I love it. And maybe, submit that to the open forum podcast for Directed IRA, like Dan asking about real estate syndications and REITs being exempt from UDFI. No, that does not apply to a syndicated real estate deal the same. It has to specifically be a REIT in order to be exempt from UDFI. So, but we do have a Directed IRA podcast, if you're not familiar with that, where we do open forum at least once a month. So if you go to directedira.com/podcast, you can see that. And we usually have all the pending questions up there, but the widget company we use for our Q&A on the podcast went out of business, so their widgets don't work. So you can't post your questions on the website, but we're getting one up on that soon. So
Love-hate relationship with technology.
I know. I'm like, why isn't our our web team? I'm like, why doesn't the Q&A? I needed the podcast. They're not there anymore. Oh, that company went out of business. Oh, okay.
Should we wrap it up with like a time frame on some of these accounts? Give them what I call cowboy math.
Should I cowboy math it?
Yeah, and you may know the time frames better, but I'll give a little general statement and I'll let you dial it in how you want. But let's go back. I want to summarize the three different options.
I like
here.
it. Let's do that.
So the crypto IRA, easy for the person that wants to buy and hold, minimal trading. Again, 0.5% trade fee. That's all inclusive. $295 annual fee. You don't need to set up an LLC. There's no cost there. Remember, on the IRA LLCs, where you might save on trade fees over the life of this thing, you're going to pay at least $800 for an IRA LLC to get it set up, plus the state filing fees and annual fees. So a lot of times an annual fee on an LLC is going to be at least $100. So some states are 50, some states like Arizona are 0, some states like California are $800. So, so there's some more nuance there in the fees. I just want to give you enough detail to properly analyze that as you're making decisions, at least on how much to value fees between these options. But the crypto IRA is definitely going to be the most quick. Okay, you can set it up online. We can get your account set up in a day. What's going to take the longest period of time is getting your money over here. Most people are doing a transfer from, I got an IRA over at Fidelity, or I've got, you know, an old 401k I'm rolling over, and then I want to convert it to a Roth. Okay, well, there's a couple steps there. So getting the money over here usually takes the longest. We're fast on our end.
Yeah.
It's getting the money here. Now, maybe you're making a new contribution and you're just sending a wire in or a check, and that
would be the fastest.
That's a little faster. Wire, of course, is the best because it clears.
Maybe two-step it. Maybe do the Texas two-step. Do a new contribution if you can, while you're also doing a transfer rollover.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, you can do that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's my Texas two-step.
Yeah. Okay. It's a dance move, right?
It is.
Okay. Clearly don't know that. All right, but once your transfer is here, and let's say that takes a week, all right, we could immediately set up your Gemini Exchange account, and you're going to get onboarding there, and this could be sometimes done in advance, but of the transfer writing here, but you're going to get onboarded there, set up your login and password, and then we fund it, right? So you're going to have cash, then pop in, you're now ready to start trading. So that's the process on the crypto IRA. It's probably the fastest. You could be trading within a week. We've seen people get trading within a few days because they get money in quickly. All right. It's all about the money getting in here. And if you're in a hurry because you want to buy and you're trying to buy the dip or whatever, and you're worried it's going to jump next week or in a few days, all right, well, get moving now and do wires. All right. If you have checks come here, like there's going to be a hold on those for 7 days.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't have a choice with that. Like the banks are not going to clear the funds for you to buy crypto when checks of large amounts are coming back and forth. Okay, IRA LLC is basically the same time period, but now you've got an LLC set up in the process. So you do a consult with the lawyers, the KQS lawyers, it's $800. You know, if it's owned by one IRA, if you got multiple IRAs doing the LLC, it's $1,500. And now you have your state filing fees. Now that varies between the states where you're setting up the LLC. Some states are fast, some states aren't. We generally set up the LLC in the state where you live. That's in the law firm what we recommend. But in some instances, we'll set it up in Wyoming, or some people maybe in states they don't care to have the LLC set up in. So, but you've got a little more work to do with the IRA LLC because you got to get the LLC set up, the bank account for the LLC set up, the money over here at Directed, and we fund the LLC bank account. There's a few more steps in there. Then you of course got to get the institutional account set up, get pushed to the front of the line, then get active, you know, then get it funded. Now you're trading. So just more steps. So I would give yourself 2 to 3 weeks on the IRA LLC. You know, maybe it can happen in 1 to 2, depending on the state you picked and how fast you are in getting your stuff done, your transfer taken, the state you chose for the LLC.
And then you have to go through the application process and set up with the exchange.
Yeah.
So to do that as well.
Which that's why we got to Kraken, because it was taking too long. Clients were on their own.
Months.
They hadn't done an institutional account application with a crypto provider before. The submit a ticket for your questions is never sufficient to get the type of advice and help you needed. So that's why we got the special relationship with Kraken on those. So.
I think we got a promo code. So if you want to rock and roll, Roth and roll with getting an account going, use webinar 50 and we'll go ahead and take $50 off your first year account fees. So take that $295 down to $245, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
that's what we got.
Webinar 50. Now, please remember, if you're doing the crypto IRA, that's the account app you're doing. If you want to do an IRA LLC, you're doing a self-directed IRA account app. Okay, because that IRA is going to own an LLC. So when you get to the account app pages, just know the difference between the two.
Right here, we got it conveniently. up
Yeah,
here.
this is the crypto apps on this side that's going to link you to your Gemini Exchange account for crypto. If you're like, no, I'm doing the LLC, you're going to be over here in the self-directed account apps. Again, I'm doing a traditional, or I'm doing a health savings account, or Roth, whatever account type you're doing.
I love it.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone for being on. Again, this was recorded. We will get that up in a few days. We'll also save the slides and get those loaded up as well. Those will be on the website, directedira.com/webinar.
Mhm.
You'll also get a notification if you're registered when that goes up. And make sure you're following the podcast. We're doing another webinar next month. Aaron and I don't know if we have a topic yet, but
Not yet.
get our newsletter too. Make sure you're at directedira.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Even if you're not a customer, you'll get updates on what we're doing and the upcoming webinars and events and topics, podcast episodes, all that great stuff.
All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this. Head over to directedira.com. Check us out. And we'll look forward to seeing you at one of our upcoming events or on podcasts, webinars, all the cool stuff we got going, and hopefully welcome you to the Directed IRA family. I think that's it.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Stay calm. Self-direct on.